Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday sit-down time. With the calendar flipped from June to July, we are now another month closer to the start of the high school football season. And one of the new faces you're going to be seeing on the sidelines at Hallsville High School this upcoming season is the new head coach of their football program. It's Paul Stevens. Paul, thank you for taking some time to join us today on 4th of July weekend, no less.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And just overall, just how has the first bit of summer workouts been going for you in the program so far?
The first month has just flown by. We've had some really good numbers. A lot of young faces, but I'm really excited to see them continue to grow and continue to show up. My biggest goal year one is to get more kids to come out. We've had about 45 kids consistently show up, so anywhere from 45 to 55 has been our number in June. July is going to be a huge football month for us. I know we've had a lot of kids doing multiple sports, but I'm really seeing a lot of improvement in such a short period of time. And my biggest thing is if these kids continue to show up in stacked days, they're going to continue getting better, and excited to see what they do this year.
For those who might be a little unfamiliar with your coaching background, you're familiar with here in mid-Missouri. You were at Boonville for a while. Can you kind of just talk about your journey to becoming the head football coach at Hallsville?
Yeah, so I actually started off teaching and coaching at Marceline for 2 years. Greg Huff, who's actually got me into education and gave me an opportunity, has been a great mentor of mine. He's also helped me with the transition from Boonville to Hallsville. Any question that I have, he's always there to answer them for me. But yeah, those first 2 years at Marceline, he was the head coach. He brought me on as the defensive coordinator, had an outstanding 2 years, won a district championship there, conference championships, all those good stuff. Then he actually got hired over at Boonville as the head football coach. So then I've been with him the past 6 years at Boonville, won a district championship there as well. So we've had a really good run together, me and Greg, the past 8 years at both Marceline and at Boonville, and then just had a great opportunity for me individually, to kind of make my own thing and program, and had some really good help and from not only Greg Huff, but even Coach Conyers, who was the head coach here previously. He's been helping me out as well. So that's kind of where I've been.
What are some of the lessons that you kind of took from your time as the associate head coach over at Boonville and working with Greg that you're hoping to apply to the Hallsville football program this season? Yeah,
the biggest thing that I took from Greg is, number one, he's doing it for the right reasons. He treats every kid, as if it was his own kid. And he does an outstanding job of building a program, not just a year-by-year thing, but creating traditions, creating a great camaraderie where kids want to be around and kids really enjoy it. And you can see that with how many kids go out for football over there. Whenever I was at Marceline, obviously a different animal, but a lot of kids played football there at a small school. Went to Boonville, increased the numbers year one, and just seemed like every single year the numbers continue to increase there. So some biggest things and takeaways I've gotten from here is just how to run a program.
Hallsville's obviously been a program that's really been on the rise these past couple years. How are you hoping to kind of leave your own mark on that momentum and continue to build upon it in your first year as the head football coach?
Yeah, there's a lot going on there in Hallsville, all for the positive. Just recently built a new turf there just last year. They've only played 2 games on it. So excited for that. We're eventually going to get a locker room as well. So there's a lot of good things, but biggest thing is Conyers turned around that program. They won some district championships, which hasn't been done ever in school, in the school's short history. People kind of tend to forget Hallsville hasn't been a football school in a long time. I think they've only been less than 20 years, of a football program. So it's fairly new still. So biggest thing is to continue to build the momentum, and I feel like we're doing a great job, especially in June, of just bringing excitement to the program with just the kids that are coming out. We have a prep camp coming up this month just to continue bringing more excitement with the younger programs and just be involved. I want kids to understand that our goal is to not only win football games, but to have a great experience. I want kids to want to grow, want to get better, and want to be around each other.
Similarly, what's kind of the culture that you're hoping to establish there, and also like the core values that you want to instill in this program?
Yeah, so being around Greg Huff, he had a great one there, just attitude and effort, just keeping it real simple. So I continue want to build off that, things such as the mindset, the integrity, the discipline, and the overall just care for one another. I want them to understand that if just those foundational pieces and all that good stuff that helps not only to win ball games, but it builds the locker room, it builds the camaraderie, it builds the culture of the entire team. And that's ultimately what we want to do as a football program.
Based on what you've seen from your group so far at summer workouts, what kind of excites you about this group that you got coming in, whether it's kind of the veterans that are still there and also the newcomers?
Yeah, so just kind of looking at the roster, we have a few seniors that I'm excited to work with, starting with our quarterback, Braden Matheny. He's been a good leader for the program. He actually led the conference in passing yards this past season, so really excited to get him back. Another leader is Isaac Stinson, who played wide receiver and safety for them last year. Excited to have him back as well. He was a first-team all-conference wide receiver. Playing offensive line, defensive line, senior Tyson Perigo. He's going to be somebody that we're going to have to rely on heavily on the offensive line and defensive line, just because we've had a lot of turnover in that position. He'll actually be the only one returning that's played the line. And then also Aiden Ski, who's going to be a senior as well. He's been doing a great job, and someone who we're going to rely on as well. And those are just kind of some of the seniors that we're really going to be relying on. I'm excited to work with those guys and see what we can do from there.
And really quickly, just what can fans expect to see out of your brand of football, whether that's the offensive side of the ball or also on the defensive end?
Yeah, biggest thing is we want to play fast and we want to play physical. Doesn't matter if it's on the offensive side or defensive side. We want to be able to dictate the pace of the game. We want to have a team that's relentless, that runs to the football, that goes out there and competes, and that people can be proud of whenever they come and watch a Hallsville football team. They can say that they gave everything they absolutely had. They were well coached. They were disciplined. And that's the style and brand that I want to bring here. And I also want to bring just the positive energy on the sidelines with not only the players, but just with the school, that everybody that comes and watch can be proud to be a Hallsville Indian.
Well, we're really looking forward to covering you guys this season and see what you guys have in store for year one under your leadership. And we'll definitely be making a trip out once, practices really start rolling here in August, and we'll be there to chat with you guys again. Thanks for making some time for us today.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me. Go Indians.
Awesome. And for the rest of you guys, we'll be right back after the break.